If you've been paying attention to the 2023 MLW season, you've probably recognized one thing. A super team is currently being built right in front of our faces. That team is the Metro Magic. The Magic are at an amazing 7-2 on the year, and they also have the best pitcher in the league and probably the best hitter in the league, even though it's a bit debatable right now between him and Jordan Robles. But yes, Grant Miller and RJ Walgate as rookies are dominating MLW in their first year. There's only one thing that I've noticed though, which is this was never supposed to happen. What's up everybody, it's Dynamic here, back again with another MLW video. Today we're going to be talking about the Metro Magic, and I know that intro was super intense for no reason, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, make the video a little bit more exciting, you know what I mean? But yeah, I honestly think that this was probably not supposed to happen, and I'll explain why in this video. I also want to say that, it's not going to be super easy to follow this video just because of the amount of moves that Jack Egner has made to perfect this Magic team to where it is today. But I'm going to try and walk you guys along as we go. So without further ado, let's start out with the 2022 Magic. Now, this is the first season I watched MLW, but right away I recognized that this team wasn't very good. Now, I became a Magic fan this year actually, and I still am one, because of the fact that they were just the first team I saw play, and I was like, okay, I like their jerseys, I like their vibe, they have this dude with a beard, I think they're pretty cool, whatever, they'll be my favorite team. I did not know the ride I was in for though getting into MLW, because it was an abysmal season from every single player on the roster. It's also important to note that the Magic decided to trade for Trevor Bonham the season prior and sent 2 first-round picks to the Midwest Mallards. It was kind of a weird trade, but considering the things that Trevor Bonham had done with the Mallards, it had made sense to at least try and go out and get another arm. This trade backfired horrendously for the Magic, as while Bonham is still a good player today, and I liked him the season prior, after the first half of the season, Bonham completely fell off. He wasn't playing well, he wasn't pitching good, he wasn't hitting good at all, and there were even moments where people were questioning his effort, mostly Magic players, on the field.
And inspire Trevor to walk with that same swagger on the field that he does on the basketball court. We talked about that last week. He's got this great body language on the basketball court. He's draining threes all over the place. He's looking great, and then he gets out in the field and it looks like, his dog just died or something.
I actually agree. That's actually really funny
So despite the Magic having an all-star, he wasn't super committed and he wasn't playing well in the second half of the season. Moving on from Bonham, there's Jack Egner, who made the trade to acquire Trevor Bonham. And his season wasn't going well either. He was super inconsistent on whether he'd even be there or not, and when he was, it would usually be worse than when he wasn't. He batted 150 without hitting a single home run. However, things started to look up a little bit mid-season as he traded away Jason Chadwick, the Magic's best hitter at the time, for 2 picks from the Gators, and I made a complete video about that, link in the description. Chadwick looked like the only one with a pulse on the Magic. I think that's why it was so sad to see him go, but I'm glad that the Magic ended up moving him considering the package they got back. Then there was Liam Jackson, who was pretty much an automatic out for the Magic. He batted 91% from the plate, and they ended up moving on from him a year later, even though he's playing way better on the Wildcats. Lastly, there was Jordan Curdy, who weirdly enough was the Magic's best player in this season, or at least best hitter. Curdy was the most consistent from the plate, but it really made no sense considering he's kind of a meme player for some reason. He was in the all-fun game. I really don't get it. I take him pretty seriously, but I'm not sure why Curdy was considered a meme, and I'm not really sure why he happened to be the Magic's best hitter. But either way, he was, and this is what he had to say about it.
The second best batting average on the team.
I know. That is good news and bad news, because should I be up there at 2? Probably not. It should be like a Trevor, or probably Liam too, and probably Agner, but
your team has some issues when a player that doesn't even think that they should be the top 3 in hitting is your best hitter. This is where some controversy actually begins though with the Magic. First of all, they made that trade to acquire the next 2 first-round picks from the Gators, which is completely legit, and I honestly just think it was a bad move by Zerleg. But after this, they decide to make a trade with the Mallards. The trade was that the Mallards would give up the original pick that the Magic gave them in return for the Magic's second overall pick that was originally held by the Gators. So the Magic pretty much just moved up one, and the Mallards moved down one in return for the highest pick the following year. This trade really makes no sense, and it sparked some controversy in the comments as well. People were saying that Jack Egner messed up his team so badly that the MLW had to step in and make sure that this trade was made in order of fairness. Now, I'm not sure if this is true. I think it's just accusations at this point. But either way, the Magic were able to get the number 1 pick and then traded next year's Gators pick to the Wildcats in exchange for the 3rd overall pick, where they decided to take Walgate. So they got Grant Miller, Walgate, and undrafted free agents AJ Ackerman. Ever since then, the Magic have been a complete turnaround. Since an 8-0 blowout loss to the Gators right at the beginning of the season, the Magic have won 6 out of 7 games this season, a far cry from last year's 2-13 season. So my question to you guys is, do you believe that this was even supposed to happen, or do you think that the league had to step in and make sure that the Magic, in order of fairness, were able to get the number 1 overall pick? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys subscribe because I post MLW content all the time, and peace.